Hereford ISD schools are currently on a soft lockdown. Hereford ISD says a parent reported there was a threat made on Snapchat. The threat did not specify a school. The schools have been placed on a soft lockdown while officials investigate the threat. Hereford ISD is working with the police department, the FBI, and Snapchat. School officials are asking parents to not attempt to go to the schools at this time. The 27th Annual Amarillo South Rotary APD Officer of the Year Award will be awarded for exemplary service. Officer Brian Gayden will be honored. A fellow officer nominated Officer Gayden from an incident from over the summer. Amarillo South Rotary subscribes to Rotary's motto, Service Above Self. Amarillo South Rotary hopes to draw attention to the outstanding service this law enforcement officer has provided to the citizens of Amarillo. The award will be given Thursday, March 1st at 7:30 a.m. at Embassy Suites in downtown Amarillo. Emergency crews responded to a house explosion in Dallas early this morning that claimed the life of an 11-year-old child. It happened shortly before 7 a.m. just north of Dallas Love Field. 4 other people are also being treated. The extent of those injuries are not known. An official with Dallas Fire Rescue had said that one of the patients was undergoing CPR when transported away from the scene in an ambulance. According to neighbors, there have been 2 other fires or explosions in this area over the past 2 days. This is the 3rd such incident. A plane full of passengers slid off the end of a Wisconsin runway at 3 o'clock Friday morning. United Flight 878 took off in Houston and was flying to Minneapolis when bad weather forced a diversion to Green Bay. One passenger says there was a lot of turbulence and that they were flying in the middle of a snowstorm. The airline says as it landed, the plane ran off the runway by about 250 feet. 180 passengers and 7 crew members were on board. No one was injured and everyone was able to safely evacuate down a portable stairway. Passengers were given the option of getting a hotel room or taking a bus to Minneapolis. A high school student in New Mexico is under arrest after allegedly making a social media post about being a school shooter. His school in Las Cruces was placed on lockdown on Wednesday after police found out about his post on Snapchat. 18-year-old Ernest Padilla was taken into custody shortly after that. Police say he posted a picture of himself with what appears to be an assault rifle. The text on the photo read Mexican school shooter, mentioning the year 2018. Investigators say Padilla had a butterfly knife and brass knuckles on him when he was arrested. He is now facing charges of carrying a deadly weapon in school. Police say they later found the rifle seen in the Snapchat picture in Padilla's home. Diane King Hall gives an insight on bad reviews revolving around Airbnb and possible pushbacks on the National Rifle Association. Take a look.
Here on Wall Street, gains in blue chip companies like United Technologies, Caterpillar, and Walmart mostly outweighed losses in other sectors. So the Dow jumped 164 points while the Nasdaq lost 8. In the wake of the Florida school shooting, there's possible pushback against the National Rifle Association. The First National Bank of Omaha, the nation's largest privately held bank, says it will stop producing the NRA's Visa card. First National says this is in response to customer feedback. Airbnb is fighting back against poor reviews with the Plus program. The program will use inspectors to review properties in person instead of its current system that uses previous guests' opinions. Misleading pictures have become a problem with some horror stories after stays. There will be a $149 fee for homeowners for the new plan. And gadget geeks, this one is for you. What about a fitness tracker on your face? The SP Global is unveiling a pair of smart glasses called Level. Frames have features that work via Bluetooth to track steps, distance, calories burned, and total activity time. A pair will set you back $270, and that doesn't include the lenses. That's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
The nation's largest privately owned bank has announced they will no longer produce credit cards for the NRA. The First National Bank out of Nebraska claims that the decision comes after customer feedback caused them to review their relationship with the National Rifle Association. The First National Bank would not elaborate on the feedback they received or when the credit card production would stop. With the game tied at 100 apiece and with 1 second left in the fourth and final quarter of the game, Oklahoma City Thunder point guard Russell Westbrook does the unthinkable. Westbrook breaks free from his defenders, takes the inbounds pass from Carmelo Anthony, and hits nothing but net, sealing the game for the Thunder and breaking the hearts of Kings fans there in the Golden One Center in Sacramento. The Thunder earned their 34th win of the season in fashion by a score of 110 to 107. Well, a British investor says he's found a clever way to turn dog poop into a powerful tool to help the environment. He says if people just take the time to scoop, his contraption will brighten their day. CBS Gavin Rajan is in London with the story.
Brian Harper spent years cleaning up what dogs left behind near his home in the English countryside. He hated seeing dog messes littering the ground or tied in bags from trees.
I collected in the region of about 100 pounds weight of dog poo.
After months of messy experiments, the 66-year-old engineer says he saw the light and created a street lamp outside his home, powered by biogas from dog waste.
The aim here isn't to produce masses of biogas. The aim is to produce a solution to the dog poo problem.
He offers dog walkers paper bags and after the scoop invites them to make a deposit into his biodigester.
It's satisfying because it's not going into landfill or an incinerator.
A few turns of a handle break open the bags and release the contents to begin fermentation, and emissions are channeled up to fuel the lantern.
Come, Kite.
Diana and Chris Moynihan say their dog Kite does his business up to 6 times a day.
We pick it up, we put it in our rubbish, and then I don't really know what happens from it from there, to be honest.
So the concept of turning their dog's waste into power is appealing.
I think it's a brilliant idea.
Absolutely brilliant. I think it's going to be great for the environment.
While different canine breeds supply varying amounts of fuel, Harper says about 10 bags of poo from a medium-sized dog can produce 2 hours of light. Gavin Ramjawn, CBS News, London.